Okay guys, we're going to go through a full body mobility routine and we're going to start from our feet with some inchworms. Okay, so stand onto the back of your mat, take a deep breath in, extend up overhead, reach the arms above the head as high as you can, and just sweep the hands down the side of the legs. Keep the legs straight as possible as you walk the hands out. Once you get into that plank position, hold for a couple of seconds, heels down, bum in the air, and again keeping the legs as straight as you possibly can. We're going to come back up with your head as the last thing to lift. Reset, we're going to do 2 more of these. So deep breath in, extend overhead, sweep the hands down either side of the legs. Keep your head looking straight down at the mat as you walk the hands out into that plank position. Hold for a couple of seconds, heels down, bum in the air, keep the legs straight as you walk the hands back into the feet. Roll up nice and slow, head is the last thing to lift. 1 more, again deep breath in, extend up overhead, sweep the hands down the side of the legs, keeping the legs straight, walk the hands out into a high plank, and we're just going to hold that position. You're going to bring the left foot up outside the left hand, drop your left elbow towards the ground, left hand in the air, hold for 1, back down, step back, right foot up outside the right hand, drop the right elbow, right hand in the air, back down, step back into our inchworm. Keeping them legs straight, roll up. We're going to do that twice more. So inchworm initially, extend right up, chin tucked in, legs straight, reach for the toes, walk the hands out. Once you get the hands out, bring the left foot up outside the hand, drop the elbow towards the ground, hand in the air, left hand back down, left foot back, right foot up outside the right hand, drop the elbow, hand in the air, hand down, step back, heels in the air, bum, or heels down, sorry, bum in the air, walk the hands in, roll up. Last one of these. So again, deep breath in, extend above the head, sweep the hands down the side of the legs, walk the hands out at the furthest point out, left foot up outside the left hand, drop the left elbow, left hand up in the air, back down, step back, right foot up, right elbow towards the ground, right hand in the air, back down, step back, knees on to the ground. Again, left leg forward, 90 degree at that front knee roughly, flex the back foot so you're up onto the toes, knee off the ground slightly, push the hips forward and extend overhead. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee back, right foot forward. Flex the back foot, left knee off the ground slightly, push the hips forward and extend overhead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knee onto the ground from here, okay? We're just going to sit onto our back side initially. Feet just off the mat, so a bit wider than hip width, depending on how wide your mat is. Knees 90 degrees. You're going to drop both hips to one side and you're going to lean forward from the hips. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Rotate the opposite way. Try and get that opposite knee onto the ground. I'm just going to reach forward, keep your hands on the ground initially. Just get a 2 to 3 second hold. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, keep the hands off the ground, so rotate and then lean forward. Get your chest as close to the knee as you possibly can. Otherwise, we're just keeping the hands on the ground. That's totally fine. But if you are feeling more confident, don't be afraid to lift them up. Hands out there in line with your shoulders and just lean forward from there. Really test that hip mobility. One more either side. Good. Now guys, from here, legs right straight, keep them nice and wide. We're going into a spine twist and with a saw action as well. So trying to work on that thoracic mobility, okay? Hands facing forward, up nice and tall. Try and keep your hands in line with your shoulders. You're going to rotate, keeping the legs straight as you possibly can. Rotate to one side, still keeping one line from left hand to right hand. You're going to try and reach down, past the opposite foot, and then back to the center. So we're rotating first, and as you rotate, you're going to reach the opposite hand towards the opposite foot. Good, so hand, opposite foot, rotate. So right hand, trying to get outside the left foot, back to the center, rotate, left hand, outside the right foot. Good. One more either side. So rotate and reach. Back to the center, rotate and reach. Perfect. Roll yourself back onto the mat, nice and slowly. Knees bent 90 degrees, feet hip width apart. You're going into our floor bridge just to get a bit of extension through the hips, all right? So nice and relaxed initially, we're tilting the pelvis, so trying to pull the hips back to the belly button. Push through the heel, push through the big toe. Lift the hips up, hold for a couple of seconds, gently squeeze the glutes, and just roll back down again. Relax after each rep. Break it down step by step, so we tilt the pelvis initially, flattening the lower back. Push through the heel, push through the big toe. Peel it back up off the ground, hold for 2 to 3 seconds, gentle squeeze the glutes. That's 2 reps, we're going to do 3 more. Nice and relax after each rep. Tilt, push through the heel, push through the big toe, hold for a couple of seconds, roll down nice and slow. Perfect. 2 more. Tilt, pushing through the heel, push through the big toe. You should feel it primarily on your glutes and your hamstrings, the backs of your thighs. 1 more. Roll up really slowly, hold for a couple, and back down again. So we're going to do the same movement again, guys, this time more of a frog stance. So I want to try and get the soles of your feet touching each other, so facing each other. So your heel, ball of your foot, big toe should all be touching, okay? So you're dropping the knees wide for this. Knees are a bit less than 90 degrees, your heels are a little bit closer to your bum this time. Driving the heel into the ground still, you're going to lift the hips up as high as you possibly can. You'll find the knees will want to come a bit closer together as you lift up. Try and keep the knees pushed wide. So we're getting a bit more of a stretch through the front of your hips and your hip flexors, okay? You will feel it more on the inside of the thighs and the front of your hips there in your hip flexor. Keep the knees pushed wide as you bridge up. Same principles apply, tilt the pelvis, push through the heels. Obviously not pushing through the big toe this time. Just going to do 2 more reps. Let's try and drop the knees a little wider if possible. Good. Last one. Tilt. Peel up really slowly. Drive your knees wide. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Straighten one leg out. Grab one knee and just pull yourself up. Okay. This time, guys, I want the feet a little wider than hip width. Again, just off the mat, ideally. We want our knees bent a fair amount for this here. So we're trying to get length through the spine without our hamstrings holding us back. Okay, so dig your heels into the ground, sit up nice and tall. Okay, I want you to come back to this position after each rep. You take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, chin tucked in, let the shoulders round forward, reach out as far as you can. Keep the hands up in line with your shoulders, 3 to 4 seconds, and then back to the starting point. I want you to try and imagine there's a big gym ball in between your feet and you're trying to reach over the ball. Don't touch the ball, okay? So up tall, deep breath in, and as you slowly exhale, chin tucked in, shoulders rounded forward, try and extend out up over that ball. Hold for 3 or 4 seconds and reset again each time. Just going to do 2 more ways. Deep breath in, chin tucked in, shoulders fall forward, reach up and over as far as you possibly can. Hold for a couple of seconds. Reset. Good, guys. Last one. Chin tucked in, shoulders forward, reach up and over that ball. Good, perfect. And we're back onto the mat again, guys, okay? So from here, you're gonna grab your left knee with your right hand, pull the knee across the body as far as you can. So you're trying to pull that knee across the body with the opposite hand. So left knee, right hand. Place your left hand out in line with your left shoulder and try and get the shoulder onto the ground. So my left shoulder should be on the ground the whole time, and then I'm trying to pull that left knee to the ground on the far side. We're nice and relaxed initially. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, try and pull that knee a little bit closer to the ground. The more you pull on that knee, the more the left shoulder will want to lift. Try and keep it down. We have a long hold, guys. Just try and get a bit deeper every few seconds. You should feel that in the outside of your hip, into your glute, a little bit in the lower back, primarily your glute. Last 10-12 seconds. Let's try and get one more deep breath and pull a little bit tighter for the last 6 or 7. Super, and we're going to swap it over. So straighten your left leg out, grab your right knee, left hand, pull the knee across the body initially, right hand out in line with your right shoulder. Right shoulder is on the ground, palm of the hand facing the sky. You're pulling that right knee across the body with your left hand. Every time you exhale, try and pull that knee a little bit closer to the ground. Super, guys. We'll hold for another 20 seconds or so. Try and get a bit deeper every time you exhale. Last one. And then we're moving on to our last exercise, guys, which is a similar movement pattern to that there, only rather than holding it static, we're going to move. Okay, so feet up the tabletop, knees and heels together, and they're going to stay together the whole time. Both hands out in line with the shoulders, palms of the hands facing the sky. You're dropping both knees to one side, keep the opposite shoulder on the ground, hold for 1 to 2, and then opposite way. So we're constantly moving here, aside from a small hold at either side. Good. As you're dropping the knees to the right hand side, try and ensure your left shoulder stays down. And as you bring it back to the center and go the opposite side, as we're dropping them to the left side, make sure your right shoulder stays down. Last couple of reps, guys. And relax the feet back down. Straighten one leg out, grab onto one knee and just pull yourself up. And that's us, guys, well done.